Oh, you're being ridiculous. He's a professional football player.
No, look, I'm not talking about killing the guy. I'm just talking about going up there with a group of dudes and intimidate him. Maybe break his arm.
You can't break Tom Brady's arm.
Oh, yes, I can. No more Super Bowls for that pretty boy.
Listen.
Robert better not get in my face, because I'll drop that mother.
What did you say? What the f*** did you just say?
To the near side.
What are you, a fucking lunatic?
You and your mama are hillbillies. This is a house of learned doctors.
I respect him as a coach, but I'll be damned if I allow someone to,
But I'm gonna kick you repeatedly in the balls.
You got long balls, man. Long balls. You got long-ass balls.
You can't pick on
You know exactly what you've done, sir.
That's bullshit. I'll say it again. It's bullshit.
Nah, I'm just pissed off.
Let me tell you something with absolute honesty and concern for your well-being. Tom Brady would kick your ass.
You know, I was rude and inappropriate, and, I just want to say I apologize.
I'm sorry that anybody could be offended by something that we were just having fun with, and I enjoyed it, and we're going to continue to do it.
And welcome to another episode of the Wiki Williams Trilogy. I am Duke Thompson, one of the members of the Trilogy. On my left-hand side, I have the Moose from Boston and John B. Easy Janelle, live from L.A. How you doing, Moose?
Hanging in there, man. It's like 92 degrees and humid every day here in beautiful Rhode Island. But, it's good. It's all right. Could be worse.
Always could be. What about you in L.A., man? John B. Easy?
I don't know the temperature. It's pretty standard, probably like 82, whatever.
You guys are lizards out there, man. It's always
82. I would take 82 over this 90 humid bullshit any day of the week.
Hey, I'm sorry. Well, I mean, LA living, that's why we pay more, so that we can have comfortable living pretty much year round. But we'll get our summer. Don't worry. We'll have our days where it's well over 100 and we'll hate life. But LA it's changing. Lots of things are happening in LA. In the NBA mostly. We've got now LeBron James with Anthony Davis, but was Kawhi Leonard going to join and become a Laker too? Well, actually, hell no, he's not. He's actually going to be in the same building, though, doing what I wanted Kevin Durant to do. I wanted Kevin Durant to go to the Clippers and troll LeBron James within the same building. But no, Kawhi Leonard's doing it, and good on him. I mean, you know what? Kawhi Leonard's going to go down there to Los Angeles, and he's bringing Paul George with him, leaving Russell Westbrook all by himself. And he's even saying that he's willing to be traded, and no one wants him.
I don't think he said willing. I think he said wanting.
I want out. Yeah.
Well, he does want out, but nobody wants him.
I mean, not for nothing. I know he's one of the most prolific guys out there, and when he's got the ball, which is 98% of the time his team has the ball, he's great or top tier. But, I mean, he kind of did it to himself, right? I mean, nobody wants to play with him. You saw Harden go. You saw Durant go. Now Paul George. Who do you have the year before that? Who was the? I can't remember off the top of my head, but he had a couple of guys for the last 5-6 years. This is what happens when you.
He's done this all to himself, and there's absolutely no way anyone's going to want to play with him now. I mean, he's done. I mean,
he's gonna go to the Heat. He's gonna play with Butler, and they're not gonna do anything, but they're gonna enjoy their time there. It's gonna be the greatest time of their lives, probably.
Nah, I don't think the Heat want him, and I don't think Butler truly wants him either.
I thought they were in contention to get him, though.
Yeah, they are, but do they really want him? That's the real question. What value is Russell Westbrook? You make the playoffs, great, but you're not going to win any playoff games that matter. So where do you go from there?
Well, they're gonna be. Oh, I'm sorry. Go ahead, Duke.
Oh, all he is just a name to sell jerseys, man. Westbrook, slap that name to any team. Your fan base is showing up. I've not been the biggest fan of Westbrook because, as we said earlier, he sends players away. Harden left. Durant left. It's hard to win in the NBA unless you're LeBron James playing in Cleveland, Ohio, to win a championship. But Westbrook's, they've had many opportunities, Oklahoma City. So I say move the team back to Seattle where they belong. Huh?
Yeah, I mean, I have to agree because I think that team got cursed when they moved to Oklahoma City, and I think Westbrook was one of the biggest parts of that, and I also think Kevin Durant was. I think Kevin Durant with him. And guess what? He's gone.
let's just
Harden's
be
gone.
honest.
Westbrook's about to be gone. Paul George is gone. Everyone's gone, man.
Let's be honest, that market has no business having a professional team at all. You know, if that's the case, then every market, every city should have a basketball team.
But
Oklahoma City should have one.
But Jonathan, can you really call it a market? I mean, what market is it? Like what, Oklahoma market? I mean, it's not even a small market, a miniature market. I mean, the team, like you said, doesn't belong to him, man. I was upset when the Sonics left because, like, that was a staple. That's all they had, Seattle Supersonics, man. Sean Kemp, Gary Payton. They had took the Bulls for 3 straight games in the finals. Like, and like Seamus said, they cursed, man. They couldn't get over the hump, but they had some great teams too. Durant, Harden, and Westbrook. They couldn't just get over that hump, man. They cursed, man, and just move it back, man. I think that's where they belong here. Because what's in Oklahoma, man? There's no football team other than Oklahoma University.
That's true. That's true. Well, I guess Key Arena would love to have more than just. Is anyone? Oh, I guess the Storm are there. The Storm play basketball there. So something's happening in Key Arena. I would say more than just Macklemore concerts, but there's still some basketball going on there. Now, speaking of which basketball, though, I mean, Duke, how do you feel about Kawhi making his way to the Clippers with Paul George? I mean, what do you think this means for basketball?
He made the right decision, my friend. Like you said, troll LeBron, man. Why not? LeBron deserves it. Okay, Space Jam 2 is going to be horrible. We all know it is. You know, nobody's going to be in it. So it's just, I mean.
Well, Anthony Davis is going to be in it because he's going to probably take the pay cut so that he can get on the team and so that the team has some room to actually hire some players.
I love the underdog. So I love how the Clippers are coming up, a new team in NBA. That's awesome. We need more teams like that to come and go. Teams rise, teams fall. You know, eventually the Patriots is going to fail one day, and then we can enjoy the greatness of the Patriots, and we can hear every Steeler fan shut the hell up about how they're the greatest team ever.
Nobody's ever going to shut up about the Pats, man. We've done this to ourselves. We've done this to ourselves. We're arrogant. We're ignorant. I don't care.
You're not that annoying. Have you met Steeler fans? Okay, Steeler fans are the most annoying fucking people ever. That's why I want Tom Brady to win one more championship, so I never have to hear the Steelers say that they're the greatest dynasty franchise in the NFL history. You know, annoying people. But I was happy for the Clippers. Good for them. I'm glad the Lakers ain't a super team no more. I was really surprised with Paul George. It's really cool that the NBA players are now just saying, I just want to move here. You know, like, hey, I want to go here. I want to go there. They just calling the shots, man. So it's really becoming a players' league, but it's going to get out of control, and that's what I look forward to.
I mean, it's the ultimate players' league, which you would think it would be baseball. Like, think about it. There's no salary cap. These guys legitimately could make super teams, but they choose to only look out for themselves. What sense does that make? Like, when you look at it, you could create a legacy on $200 million, and you could be a World Series champion over and over and over again. But now these people want $300, $400 million, and now they have no glory.
Baseball is more of an intertwined sport than basketball is, though, no? Right? Like, if you have 11 guys that can probably really play ball or at least have spurts of playing great ball through a season. If you don't have good spurts playing through a season in the NBA, I think it's a little tougher to get back into the mix of things. I mean, tell me if I'm wrong. Jump in if I'm wrong, but you only need 5 guys to play a basketball game. 3 of them really just have to be fucking competent, and then 2 of them have to be really, really good to win a championship. I could be wrong. Listen, maybe 2 really top tier A players, and then like a solid tier 2 player like Kyrie, subtle dig. And then 2 guys that are just, so you need a big man and you need another guy you can fucking play basketball and run and maybe breathe.
Well, but that's fine. Yeah, that's kind of what you need. But I'm just saying, under that same vein, if baseball players took a pay cut, spread the money around, and put together a team of a bunch of good players versus, well, there's 2 good players and everybody else can at least swing the bat. You know, you're basically making a basketball team with a baseball team. What you should be doing is making a baseball team. That's meaning you have 9 guys that you're paying good money to, but none of them are getting paid something so ridiculous that you can't field a quality team the rest of the way.
That's true. There's not too many people taking hometown money in baseball for sure. It's
right.
Just every superstar is going to a different team. But maybe that's just the way that like baseball isn't so much regional as it is traditional, where like the NBA is pretty regional, in my opinion. I mean, look at OKC. They could have a winning team right now. They don't, because who the fuck wants to live in Oklahoma while making millions of dollars? What are you going to do? Like buy a bunch of heifers and a bunch of pigs? Like, no, you're not gonna. So
somebody might.
You like my use of heifers there in a polite manner? That was good, right?
That was nice. That was nice.
I think all my point is that basketball and baseball have 2 different swaggers. You got your people that love baseball. They dig it. They watch all the games. They love certain players. I mean, I know a lot of women that love baseball because a lot of the guys are good looking. I also know a lot of women that like basketball because a lot of the guys are good looking. But the difference between that and baseball is that you can follow almost every single game in an NBA season. You can't do that in MLB. I think NBA just has more spark. I think it has more spark than almost any other league. I mean, look at the NFL. They barely let those guys have a personality. Hockey? Are you kidding me? There's no personality in hockey. And the way
it's like everyone is a librarian talking.
Yeah, it's crazy. These guys are robots in hockey for the most part, and when they're not, they're either crucified or loved. It's one or the other. With NBA, these guys are literally free to say and do whatever they want. I mean, they're doing shows after games, dude. They're doing literal HBO shows after games.
It's too much freedom, though, my friend. You got to have at least, like, I agree with you saying it, but there's a point of where, hey, Adam Silver, man, you need to grow a backbone and maybe do something. You know, as much beef as I have with Roger Goodell, he has made the league more popular. And you know what? Like, it's just, I feel like they finally got the celebrations back. Let them have their fun. But at the end of the day, I mean, you have people like LeBron who's just going to be running things.
Right. But let me ask you this. I understand that your, personal perception and ideas that they should change that and have more of an owners league, but they just got rid of the word owner. So my question,
the board of governors. I'm sorry, my bad.
Yeah, my question to you, governors. It's ridiculous. That's even worse. Honest to God, it's like bringing it back to the 17th. But my question to you is then, Duke, do you think they can change it back? I mean, after having just changed the wording from owners to governors.
It's too late, man. Pandora's box is open. This is the way the NBA is going to be from here on out.
Pandora's box.
I mean, you can't really do nothing now. I mean, because you let them just totally do what they want. I mean, it's cool. I like it. But it's just kind of like at the end of the day, man, it's like, what else are they going to complain about?
Here's the thing, dude. I have absolutely no problem with it because, again, the players are the ones doing the actual activity. If they want to go to some team, let them go to some team.
I'm all for that, man. But I'm just saying, like, we know it's tampering, y'all. Like, don't even have the rules for tampering then. Don't even come out and say.
Well, they do have tampering rules because some people are getting hit with fines here and there. But there's no tampering amongst the players. Players can do whatever they want, thus not making it tampering. I think it's tampering with anybody who's in a position of power in the office.
But you tell me LeBron's on a position of power?
Technically, he's not. He's not in the front offices.
He's the power behind the throne.
So he's just a player. He might be one of the highest paid players, but he's still just a player. And so he's allowed to talk to other players and put together these super teams. I mean, if they wanted to do that in MLB, they can. I mean, Bryce Harper tried. He tried to put together a super team with Mike Trout. Mike Trout was just like, sucker, I'm going to give him my money too. Right. Going to get paid more than me. And that's the thing too, because what money would Philadelphia have left? They weren't going to be paying him $400 million while they're paying him $300. Please, dude. You know, that's $700 million you're paying to your baseball
for two players.
Two guys.
Right. But going back to the NBA, Duke. So you guys think they have too much power in the NBA, right?
I don't. I think it's fine.
No. I'm talking to Duke. Just yes or no. You think they have a little too much power?
A little bit too much, man. That's all. I'm just saying, I'm just saying that, hey, it's cool, but we all know like LeBron's running shit.
Oh, obviously, yeah. All the players running everything.
But
like,
Adam Silver don't have a backbone, dude. He bids like you said, we just changed governors. We going to do this. You can't do that. Like, it's all become.
And that's fine. Honestly, I have no.
At the end of the day, though, is it not entertainment? And aren't we all supposed to be entertained? And
right, but what is the word? I mean, the word owner doesn't mean anything. Like, personally, I don't really give a shit what they're called. I don't know half of them. Actually, I don't think I could name more than 2 owners in the entire league.
Steve Ballmer and the chick from L.A.
Michael Jordan and Mark Cuban. Anyways.
I'm like, how could you not name Michael Jordan, dude? That's pitiful. That is pitiful.
That's fine. You got more than me. I got the 2 most. Yeah, no, I got the 2 most obvious guys. But my thing is, the NBA now, you're saying they have too much power, but you're also very much a contributor to the social norm that is NCAA basketball players should get paid, correct?
Actually, I think all NCAA athletes should be paid because everybody's slavery. I mean,
yeah,
that's pretty
I'd
much
say Division One. It depends. It's a fucking business. It
depends on the sport.
No, not only that. It depends on how much your money you're making every year. I don't think the URI team, University of Rhode Island, fucking 0-72 team in the last 6 years should get paid as much as the guys at Clemson and Alabama. But my point,
it should all be about revenue brought in.
Right. And it's the same thing even with this whole women's soccer thing that we'll get into. And the numbers have shown to correlate that there was actually a lot more money coming in than they thought and a lot more viewership. But I don't know. To be honest with you, like the way the NBA does it, I wouldn't want that to be the norm in the NHL. I wouldn't want that necessarily to be the norm in the NFL, but I think it's very much becoming that way. But it works for NBA, dude.
Oh, I mean, hey, dude, it's cool, but it's also a softer game. I mean, that's what I'm saying, that like they got guys who say, well, I don't want to play this many games. Okay, well, back in the 80s and 90s, they played 80. So why can't you?
They all fought. And they all fought.
And they all, I mean, it's kind of like I was watching the movie Goon the other day. It really made me want to take back to the old days of NHF, the enforcer. You know, I mean, you really had team camaraderie there. You know, you had a guy that said, don't touch my player, man.
Right.
You know, like you had a team.
As a hockey player, you don't need to tell me, man. The game doesn't police itself. And for all those fucking people, and I was one of them for a time until I woke up, Sidney Crosby, everyone says he's a crybaby. Everyone says he's a whiner. He's never had a true enforcer on his team, and he's been the best player in probably my lifetime after the age of, 4 or 5 years old. And
Gretzky.
I never had somebody. Well, yeah, but I was 4 years old when he retired. So.
Yeah. You were 4 when they hoisted the cup. You weren't even alive, were you?
No. That was about 4. I'm sorry, not 4. 8 months before I was born, or something like that.
That's sad, because I watched that when I was a little kid. Messier and Gretzky, Rangers, man. I was actually kind of a Rangers fan for that moment too, man. So it was awesome.
Everyone was.
That was when hockey was hockey, though, man. Because you had
Gretzky wasn't there though.
Gretzky was Messier, yeah.
Gretzky was on the St. Louis Blues at that time, I believe.
Oh,
yeah, he came in '95 when I was, or '97, right after I was born, and he only played 2 or 3 or 1 or 2 years with him.
Because I thought there was Messier who's the leader of that team then, wasn't it?
Yeah, Messier, Leach, yeah, all those guys.
Well, that was when hockey was hockey, but I don't know. Sometimes I think that the basketball, I just miss the good old days, because like we were talking about too, the Golden State Warriors are going to retire Kevin Durant's number, man. I mean, I know you guys feel about this. Moose, let me just open the door for you out there, buddy, because
fucking kick it open.
Kick it open, buddy. Let me tell the Ricky Williams Trilogy audience how you really feel about Kevin Durant's number being retired after.
I want to preface this by saying, or preface it by saying, I have no query with Kevin Durant. I honestly feel for the guy sometimes. I think he's been washed out when I really think LeBron should have been the subject of that. It's not about him. It's just he was there for 3 years, 4 years. And he won, 2 championships with him. Yeah, he was a huge component of that. But is Klay Thompson's number going to go up? Because that better. I know you already know Steph Curry's is going up.
Oh, yeah. That's the name of the arena.
Draymond Green? Is Draymond Green's number going up?
No.
Of course not. But what do they think they owe something to Kevin Durant because they're doctors? No, this is fishy. You know what? I just fucking realized this is all fishy, dude. This is like walking down Brooklyn and we're going past the fish market. This is what this smells like. Because I bet they fucking paid the doctors to tell him he was good. At this point, the guy cries all over the internet and national TV about how Kevin Durant got hurt. It's an injury, buddy. He's an athlete. He's an athlete. It happens. He's just coming off the same injury. Everyone knows about Achilles injuries. They just snap. At some point, they just snap. But this is fishy. They're going to retire his number? And then he changes his number the same year when he goes to the Brooklyn Nets to number 7 from 35. It's just all a little – it's all a little weird. It is a show. It's entertainment at this point for me because I don't understand it. That guy wasn't there nearly as long enough as he should have been. It's not like he went out on a career-ending injury and and
it really kind of lowers the integrity of a retired number. Now, I'm not saying that he wasn't a good player. It's just, his only accomplishments were 2 finals MVPs. Not to say that that's not hard or not easy to do, or not to say that it's an easy accomplishment, excuse me. I'm just saying that's all he's done.
It has nothing to do with his personal achievement at all. He is one of the best basketball players I've ever seen. The way he works his hands and how big he is and how he shoots is incredible. It's fucking benign. But so this is truly not a team game anymore is what this is telling us. It is truly – we've seen dudes spend half of their lifetimes with the same team, and I haven't seen numbers rolling out. I didn't see Gretzky's number getting put in the St. Louis Hall of Fame or in the rafters. I don't see Johnny Damon's number sticking out.
Wait, but Gretzky's throughout all of hockey, though.
But nobody wears 99, right?
Nobody wears 99, but I'm just saying.
Out of respect, though.
Because he's the absolute GOAT, no question about it. But my thing is, I think one of the perfect examples is Johnny Damon. Had a fantastic career with the Red Sox, part of the 04 team. Everyone loved him, but he left for the Yankees. So guess what? We didn't put his number out there. There's plenty of players going through all teams and all leagues, and this downgrades it to a point where I don't think it's a team game anymore at all.
Well,
and that's obvious, but
having your number retired is something that is special. With Gretzky, they need to do it officially, saying no one can wear 99 ever again. I think with Jordan's 23, they should retire it out of the league, never wear it again. LeBron needs to take it off. Just the other day they announced that
LeBron is taking it off because Anthony Davis is wearing 23 and LeBron's going back to his 6.
That's true. Then the Titans are going to retire McNair's and George's number here, and that's the only 2 Titans ever retired. Chiefs, I'm sure they retired. Do they ever retire numbers?
Probably Derek. I haven't looked at it. Derek's probably on there. Lynn Dawson's
the Ring of Honor. The Ring of Honor is different than having a number retired.
Look, dude, I'll look it up right now if you want. If you want to have,
you should know this, man.
Knowledge.
You should know this, but or the first quarterback.
Mine might be a little harder than your team.
From your quarterback but your team, I don't think does retire that many numbers. I think the only one would be the quarterback from the guy that smoked the cigarette and drank the beer during halftime. What's his name?
Already, Lynn Dawson.
Lynn Dawson. I would say that his number will be retired. But I don't know who the Patriots will retire because I don't know any legends before Brady was there. But what I'm saying is that's a special thing, man. And To do it after 2 seasons is the softest thing I ever heard. That's like an apology letter. Hey, we saw you got hurt. Here you go to make it feel better. We'll retire your number. Hell, let's just go ahead and build a statue outside for you, too. You know, this is why the Golden State Warriors is going to be the softest team ever, man. That's just soft, dude. Hands down. And I understand they're going to retire Curry. Curry built that team, but Durant, no. Sorry about that. So.
Yeah. Back to the Patriots, though. The only player you'll probably know that has a retired number is John Hanna.
How many retired numbers are there?
10.
10.
20, 40, 57, 73, 78, 79, 89. And I'm imagining 87 maybe up there someday.
That's not too bad. I mean, because they've been around since 60-something, the Patriots.
Yeah, 60.
So that's about 50 years, 60 years of football, 70 years. Yeah. So, I mean.
Yeah, the Chiefs also have 10 retired numbers. And the two that we would know are the ones that I even said, Lynn Dawson as well as Derek Thomas. I mean, there's other guys on here. But you just wouldn't know their names immediately.
Yeah, and then just for your reference, Duke, the Titans currently have 10. And
that's for the Houston. Well, I got to separate that from the Oil days. I said Oil Campbell, Bruce Matthews, at least 2 of them. I don't know about the rest because I'm not too much of a Houston Oilers fan, but I assume Oil because he was just such a monster back then. But the Titans are retiring 2 new ones, so that's the new era. But what I'm saying is and 2, I think the ball guy got lowered when Kobe retired both of his numbers. It's like, come on, Kobe. I know you're great and everything, but both your numbers retired. That's like the biggest middle finger to the Lakers saying I own this. Because, shit. But, John, how do you feel about that, man? Huh?
How do I feel about what?
About the number being retired. You think it's too early? You think it should win a year?
Durant?
Yeah, Kevin Durant, man.
I don't feel like he did anything long enough to deserve it. But, again, it's San Francisco. It's also the Warriors. They don't really have a lot of people that they're going to be retiring the number of.
Mabel, Mullins.
Yeah, okay, again. So they don't have a lot of people. Rick Barry, I would have said, would have been a better person anyway because he has the highest free throw percentage of any player in history doing his granny shot. Of anybody, he needs to be up there, But
statue for that man.
Just for everyone's reference as well, Wilt Chamberlain is also a Warrior retired number.
Oh, Wilt Chamberlain! Wow, was that?
Well, he's going to be retired everywhere he goes.
He was there for what, 6 or 7 years?
Yeah, again, that's what I'm saying. The Warriors don't have. They've had a long drought of not having anybody worth retiring.
Well, if this is the thing, Kevin Durant, Steph Curry, Draymond Green, and motherfucking Klay Thompson better have their numbers retired too.
Well, they're not retiring Draymond Green.
Draymond Green's not.
Okay, well that's an honorable mention then.
Ring of honor for Draymond. There you go. Yeah, but no retired number. No.
Yeah, he's not being retired.
Steph Curry and Klay Thompson together, retired together. Yeah.
Yeah, you'll retire the Splash Brothers. That's fine. That's acceptable.
You got people in the NBA who retired Jordan's number. I think it was the Heat that retired Jordan's number because he made such an impact in the league.
I don't know if that's true.
I'll look it up, man.
Well, there's a lot of retired numbers in baseball, everybody. And baseball just had I guess it's the All Stars, and so it is the best in the world, but it's not a World Series. But anyway, they just had the All Star Game. No one cares. American League won again. When do they not win? But
I didn't watch it.
Yeah, no one watched it. Yeah, it looks like the Dodgers gave up runs and also didn't hit anything, and Dave Roberts lost as a manager. So the Dodgers just lost all around in the All-Star Game.
Are you scared, John? Is this a reflection of the team?
Yeah, probably. But here's the thing. We did have a wonderful home run derby in which Jock Peterson actually went into multiple sudden deaths with Vladimir Guerrero's son, little Vladdy Jr., who couldn't speak a lick of English, but could hit the mess out of a baseball. The boy hit 91 home runs altogether in the home run derby, yet still lost to somebody else. Lost to yet another rookie, actually, if we're going to be honest with ourselves. Alonso from the Mets was able to win, and even afterwards said, if I saw him in an earlier round, he would have kicked my butt. But the fact that he had to go into multiple sudden deaths with Jock Peterson, I mean, that's what did it in for him, man.
Yeah, and you know what? Real quick, I just want to say, for all you fucking losers that are saying Pete Alonso fucking celebrated too hard after doubling his yearly salary that night, you guys can all kick rocks under a boat and then crawl under the boat and never come out. It's ridiculous. This guy's making $500,000 a year, and he just won $1 million in one night for hitting batting practice. I'd be pumped too. I would be taking my shirt off. I'd be on home plate twerking, and the world would know my name. And you know what? I'm glad the world knows Pete Alonso's name. I've just become a fan because screw everyone else. It's ridiculous. It's the MLB. Timeout. I'm not done. It's the MLB, and there's not much to be excited about every single night, day in and day out. He needed this. I'm happy for him. Boom. Done.
I agree with you, man. It's exhibition. That I'm all for the rules, like the unwritten rules and shit. But when it's like an all-star game with some batting practice, home run derby, dude, there's no tradition of fun. You got like little kids out there building home run derby balls and shit. So it's like, this ain't like no holy grail. This ain't the World Series. Let them celebrate. Let them have fun, man. And whoever's giving them crap like that.
Yeah, dude, they had like a lounge area with like, what were those seats sponsored by like T-Mobile or something? They had like a T-Mobile lounge. I mean, this isn't baseball, man. Millionaires lounging. Well, at least some were millionaires. A lot of them were not. But yeah, dude, it was crazy to sit there and think that this is a real game when they have, lounge seats on the field.
Right. People are like, where's the integrity? Are you kidding me? People the next day were saying they wanted a bunt competition. We're America. Okay, we don't do bunt competitions. We go high, we go large, we go long. Okay, that's how we do it. The bunt competition really cool. Wish we just added.
It was cool, dude. Like I think it's cool as hell.
We don't need to replace things in baseball. We need to add them. You know what I'd like to see? I'd like to see an outfielders competition where you catch a ball and then you have to try to hit a dome at home plate. That'd be a great idea. Like, I just don't understand. You need to add, not take away and replace.
So in other words, you want a skills challenge for baseball.
Yes.
No one would watch that.
Perfect.
I would. That'd be awesome, dude.
What?
Dude, like Moose saying, dude, have an outfield field the ball, throw that as the guy's coming down.
No one would watch that skills.
Who has stealing bases, skills competition, bunting, all sorts of stuff, dude.
What about fastest time? What about fastest time around the?
Don't be a stick in the mud.
I'm sorry, man. I don't think you can sell that. A bunt competition?
Dude, it's awesome, dude.
No.
Put some soft on, dude.
Hell no.
Oh,
dude.
dude.
Make you use harder than that.
But you wouldn't want to see the fastest time around the bases.
I mean, they can just clock that anyway, dude.
Who's the best at stealing base? Catcher going up against the base runner. Who's the best catcher throwing people out?
Coolest diving catch competition.
Coolest dive. First off, no manager's going to allow their players to even do something like that because all they need to do is hurt something on a stupid dive.
Jonathan, they're sending the rookies to the goddamn fucking home run competition. Send some rookies to the dive competition.
It's only $1 million. Because it's only $1 million. You
don't give the guys in the dive competition any money.
No, you up that to $20 million, and then we'll see some men come out there and play. All right, the rookies ain't playing if they're offering $20 million. You're going to see Trout out there swinging that sucker. You're going to see Yelich out there doing it. You're going to see more than just the people that you barely hear of. They're going to be like, sorry, rookie, kiss my ass. I want $20 million. So nobody wants $1 million when they're set. What's Bryce Harper need $1 million for? So
a new dog from China that's specially bred to do kung fu? I don't know, but everyone could use an extra $1 million. Don't tell me that.
Not when you're getting paid $30 million each year,
Dude.
you day off.
There, you can always use $1 million in the bank account. That's just pride. Like, hey, here's another.
Well,
million.
then why were none of the guys who make real money doing it then?
Because they're losers.
No, because it was only $1 million. Trust me. Up into 20. Up into 20.
They never should have added money to it. I don't know when that started. I thought they always just won a free truck or some fucking.
Yeah, this is the first year they put money up because they were trying to get some guys to play. They were trying to get people like Aaron Judge to show up, maybe John Carlo, trying to get Mike Trout. They were trying to get the big names to come out there with the big bats and do a real competition. But they're like $1 million. Man, I wipe my butt with $1 million.
I think they should offer guaranteed home field advantage to whatever team's player wins the competition.
I mean, they tried to do that with baseball in the All Star Game, but since the American League won every time, they got rid of that, and we're like, just the best record gets to go in. But look, in the home run derby, you might only have dudes coming from the American League or only dudes coming from the National League. They don't really do it fairly and divide it, perfectly. So it might be what it is. But anyway, folks. We're going to find this a nice little halfway point in this episode of the Ricky Williams trilogy. The Moose, the Duke, and myself, Be Easy, will be back with you here in just a few minutes, so please stay tuned.
And we're out.
Good break. All right.
How can you not win a skills competition, John?
Welcome back, ladies and gentlemen. It's time for your Fumblerooski Weekly Sports News Update. Kawhi Leonard has signed a 3-year, $103 million contract with an opt-out in 2021 with the Los Angeles Clippers, instead of the presumed 4-year max contract. The Pelicans-Knicks game Friday was suspended with 7 minutes 53 seconds left remaining in the fourth quarter due to an earthquake in California. This was during the very anticipated pro debuts between R.J. Barrett and Zion Williamson. The Pelicans were up 80-74. John Daly has been denied a golf cart in the British Open. He has since withdrawn from the competition and has also furthered my hate towards British ignorance. Jock Peterson and Vlad Guerrero Jr. combined for a staggering 79 home runs in the semifinals of this year's Home Run Derby this past weekend. Vlad Jr. went on to the finals to lose to Pete Alonso of the New York Mets. And finally, the United States women's national team has thrown a 4th star into their repertoire, winning their 4th World Cup. Congratulations to our women's team. We couldn't be prouder of the way you represented our country and yourselves on the field. Job well done.
And then they represented, well, poorly, I guess, as they had a dance party in swimsuits that everybody videotaped and I guess put on Instagram. They were all dancing around in some one-piece bathing suits. Dancing poorly, I would say. But you know what? They're not dancers. They're athletes, They're just blowing off some steam. And, it's fine. Get out there and dance.
I don't hate them for it.
No, I mean, they did something great. They won the World Cup, something that the men's team has not done. As a matter of fact, the men's team was trying to win the Gold Cup on the very exact same day the women won the World Cup. So the USA men's team was playing Mexico for the Gold Cup, actually lost 1-0. But no one really cared. Probably no one was really watching it. Yet the men still get paid a whole lot more than the ladies. Now, the discussion has come up many times why these women aren't getting paid. These women are bringing in more revenue. These women are actually winning things. Why are they not getting more money? Now, I can understand what's going on in other countries because of just those countries. But I don't understand what's going on in our country.
Yeah, I mean, honestly, I wouldn't be too mad if they got paid more than the guys playing for our country. Our guys have had a lot of talent in the last 20 years.
Yeah.
And
they haven't done anything with the talent. They haven't gone anywhere. They didn't make the World Cup the last time, and who knows if they'll make it this time.
Right. I'll make the argument that men's soccer as a whole worldwide makes hundreds, if not billions of dollars more than the women's game worldwide does. But in terms of the United States teams, there's not a question in my mind that these girls shouldn't be paid as much. As far as their league contracts go in North America, that's different. Again, the MLS is a top 6 league in the world. There is no women's league in the world that is a top 10 league, I don't think. I could be wrong, but I'm pretty sure I'm not. But as far as international play goes, when it comes to the FIFA tournament, yeah, maybe the girls shouldn't be paid quite as much, although they do make a higher percentage of revenue taken in. But from our country, from our government, we should probably be giving them a little more money. It's a little ridiculous. Why not?
Let me. Are you there? You hear me, right? But I just gotta say this. Sorry, I was having technical issues earlier. I just want to make sure. Here's the thing. Is I understand. I understand. I want you to get more money. I'm all for free capitalism and everything. That's awesome. Go get your endorsements. Go get paid. But it's one thing too with FIFA. They actually do take a bigger percentage in.
Yeah, they do.
World Cup is just not making as much money as the men's World Cup. They're trying to expand it. Women's soccer is growing. The thing that women need to understand is y'all got more rights in this country than any of the females across the world. I believe the Iranian team that had to play in the scars over their face, and they have to play in pants. I mean, I think it was Saudi Arabia just last year allowed women to publicly go watch soccer games. So until like the actual World Cup women's get bigger and more teams and more money coming in, then yeah, you're gonna get paid. But the bottom line is, you don't make FIFA does not make as much money on the World Cup as the men do. There's $1 billion.
They're giving more slice of pie, technically.
Exactly. They are giving more pieces.
They're getting a better slice, but the pie isn't that great. My thing is,
but John, the point is
elsewhere. No, I know that for the USA, we can find more money. When you're talking about these other countries, yes, I know it's going to be harder for them to maybe get the equivalent for them.
It's just not as okay. It's like this. Do you say that WNBA players should be paid as much as men players?
Well, no, because the revenue.
Well, I mean, the revenue exactly, dude. The revenue don't match.
But the revenue is better in women's versus men. I mean, dude, people couldn't name 2 guys on the men's team, but people can probably name the whole women's team.
I understand that, my friend. I'm not arguing that. I'm just saying, as a worldwide global issue, is men's soccer is so much more popular than women's right now. And when women's soccer, as more countries get involved and they'll actually let the women play, train like all women do, they'll get more competition, better revenue, more money. That's all.
I understand what you're saying for the whole sport of women's soccer.
But in America,
not what we're talking about. We're talking about
in America, but like America.
The women's team, dude. That's all we're concerned about. I know the rest of the world is not going to be the same, but our women's team can get paid more. Why do you think they can't, dude?
I say they could get paid more. I'm just saying, okay, an example is I know that the men's U.S. team do exhibition matches all across America during the non-World Cup years, correct? They go like from season to exhibition.
It's the same. No, it's both. Both men and women play world competition all the time. It's not just.
I understand that. I'm just saying, who's showing up for this, dude? That's all. Who's filling seats there, man? It's kind of like, are they going to go to a Laker game or a Sparks game? I mean, it's just a revenue day. And
I know you're talking about the revenue of the game.
They go out and get endorsements. I mean,
no, you are still focused on one part of it that I'm not even discussing. You're discussing FIFA and their involvement in all of the women getting paid in soccer. That's one thing. I'm talking about just the USA women's team. There is a way to pay our team more than what FIFA is giving out. You do understand that, right?
Okay, and I understand that, my friend. It's just I'm saying is it's revenue, man. That's all. And
Well,
then
they had better TV
once they start kicking ass,
more
they'll pay
jerseys being sold.
Exactly.
That is the revenue. So where is the money not coming to them?
I don't think that's the point that Duke's trying to make, though. I think generally what he's saying, and I agree with you, John, because there's no reason they shouldn't be making more money than our men's team. But the problem is one, there's no money with these other countries. And two, I think Duke's real query with them is that they're representing themselves and not the rest of the women across the world playing soccer. They're not worried about what the Thailand team is making. They're not worried about what the Italian team is making. They're not even worried about what the French team is making. They're only worried about themselves, but they're making it almost a humanitarian crisis for women when they don't realize how great they have it in this country. Now, I will be the first to say we have work to do in this country. We will always have work to do in this country. There's certainly pay gaps between genders and the way we treat everyone. It's not wrong. It's obviously there. But I think Duke's point is just that the women in the United States, and I don't want to say have it the best. I don't want to come off ignorant like I don't know the issues are there. I do.
They do. I mean, technically they do have it the best.
You go to Brazil in the summertime, dude. There's not camps for girls soccer going on. If you go to any of those countries, man, they're not going on. Even in France and stuff like the United States.
I mean, they probably do in Europe.
No, but they don't have Title IX. Title IX is the whole reason this conversation's even being had in this year.
Yeah.
Like it's the reason, and I fully agree with it. Shit, I hope they have the same opportunities as the men, if not greater, because they're actually winning for us. But I think my point, I'm sort of stuck in the middle about it, just because like their fight is for themselves. It's not for every woman.
And that's my beef
across the world.
And you're right, Bruce. That is my beef, man.
Not a male against.
Well, if that's your beef and your stance on it, that's fine. I just think that there still could be money because you know what? I don't feel like the men get paid the same across the board, country to country, in the men's side of things.
Oh no, dude.
No,
Back
dude,
in the day, they were saying that when Saddam Hussein was like running Iraq and all that, they were saying when the Iraq team came home from a loss, he'd have the bottom of their feet whipped. Whether it's true or not is beyond me, but your point is right, John. Not everybody's getting paid.
Right. So if it's not the same over there, it doesn't have to be the same over on the other side either. So then they should be able to give money to those who are bringing in the most.
Who is the most global, most top paid athlete globally in the whole entire world?
Right now, it's probably Mike Trout, dude.
No, it's a soccer player, dude.
Is it Messi?
No, I don't think so. If it was, it would be Ronaldo, and I don't think he gets paid more than Mike Trout does.
Let's see. I totally believe it is a soccer player, my friend.
I don't really think it is, and I think Ronaldo is the top paid soccer player right now, and I don't think it equates.
I thought it was a Formula One driver, but I could be wrong.
Well,
that could be true too.
Highest paid. I'm telling you, man. Because that's how big soccer really is. And women's soccer, like I say, man, they play harder. It's a great sport, but it's like women's basketball. People just ain't showing up to play and to watch it. And they don't have women's leagues out there like they do have the Champions League.
Okay, so the first three highest paid athletes in the world are all soccer players.
Bam.
Lionel Messi, Ronaldo, Neymar, and then Canelo Alvarez and Roger Federer make up the top five. Oh, my God. The next two are Russell Wilson and Aaron Rodgers. Can you believe what a joke that is?
Yeah, dude. 5 players. Like, we're talking about NFL players. This soccer, man, it's money. Awesome. It's wealth. You know?
Oh, there's blood money in soccer, dude, all across the world. No, it's straight up blood money. But But Duke, at the end of the day, I understand your position on it because I'm not entirely happy how they will be in the U.S. Like when they dropped the flag, I'm gonna be honest, I was kind of mad just because that's something I grew up knowing is you don't put the flag on the ground, you don't put your hockey jersey on the ground, you don't put your football jersey on the ground. It's sacred things. It's traditional. Yeah. I don't think, but like some of the conversations Megan Rapinoe's having, like are ridiculous. Like you want AOC in office? I don't want to get into politics right now, and I'm no Republican, but that's like some of the dumbest shit I've ever heard. But these conversations get forced down everyone's throat, and when they're forced to have them, you don't have time to think. And also, nobody's on their own mind. I'll get into conspiracies right now if you want it. We're just being divided. But at the end of the day, in America, besides Christian Pulisic or Pulisic, whatever, however you say his name, who's the only guy I know on the U.S. team, they should all be paid more. There's no doubt. Internationally, if you take in more money for our country, quote unquote, because I don't think our country actually gets paid. It's the girls that are getting paid and the guys that are getting paid. I think the girls should be paid just as much, if not more.
But and I agree with you. I'm just saying that.
But you're saying as far as revenue goes and as far as TV,
and it's still making a crap ton of money. It's not like they're going out there for $10,000 to play the sport.
Oh, yeah,
and play all year.
And all these celebrities that are saying, "Oh, these girls should be getting paid more." Oh, you got plenty of money. Why don't you pay them some money? They only get $4 million between all of them. Give them some money. You got more than $4 million. Put it as a donation. You can get a tax write-off. It's pretty easy.
And they're paving here's the thing that hurts me about this team is I grew up watching Mia Hamm, all those women play. Mia Hamm is probably one of the greatest women. All those, and like 94 when they won their first World Cup. I think it was 94. It bothers me because it's like they built something. I felt like this team is just me. When those teams were like, let's build this up. Let's build women's soccer up. Because I like watching women's basketball. I love watching women's golf. But the revenue is not there. You got to get the support for it. I'll argue that women's golf is more entertaining than men's golf sometimes. But people don't see it that way because, we live in a sexist society.
No, I mean, the best professional hockey players that are women play in the United States, in the world, and they're paid maybe $20-something thousand a year, dude. Like, it's shit money.
No, I mean, it's true, man. And that's the thing. Like, dude, I mean, I just looked up Alex Morgan's net worth, and it's $3 million. I mean, that's
so okay. That's nothing to sneeze at, man. $3 million.
Kind of, it is, dude, for an athlete. I mean, she's
okay. How many years do you come and play? Every 4?
No. That's homie. That's net worth. That ain't what she's getting paid. That's net worth.
Your net was still pretty damn good, though, dude.
No, dude. I mean, like another soccer player I looked at, hers is only $500,000. She's not even a millionaire, and she's been on the women's world team every time we've been there. So
yeah, Olympians and all that, they should be paid more. We can get into that someday soon, but no, that number is absolutely ridiculous to me. Even after all the endorsements she's had and everything, $3 million, dude. Like that's ridiculous. Alex Morgan is a staple soccer player in every soccer fan's household in America. It doesn't matter male or female. You know who Alex Morgan is.
Right, and that's outrageous, dude.
But the problem is their fight, Jonathan, right now, and I get why he says it's me, is because it doesn't seem like yeah, they are paving the way for worldwide women's soccer and the gender gap within that compared to men, but they're not so much saying it, or the media is not showing them saying that. They're just saying we should be paid more. Who's we? Is it just the US team, or are you doing this for worldwide women? Because like Duke said, there's millions of women in this world that want to play soccer that aren't even allowed to watch it, let alone play it.
Here's another fact for you too. It says that the men and women have different collective bargaining agreements. A contract player on the women's team makes a base salary and can earn performance-based bonuses. Players without a contract have different pay schedule. On the men's team, players earn only bonuses. So the men don't even get a base salary.
Yeah, but their bonus is more than most of those girls' salaries. But the thing is,
but I'm saying take it up with your collective bargaining agreement there, Morgan. Take it up.
The problem is though they
table and negotiate this like you should.
But they have, Duke. They have negotiated this.
Then that's you, man. That's
the other side. But you can't force somebody. What are you going to hold somebody by gun?
What? Hey, this is going to be an issue here in a few weeks, a year with the NFL bargaining agreement. How much power are the players going to get? How much revenue is the players going to get? I hope the players have a better collective bargaining agreement they did in the past, because I think they kind of got screwed a little bit. But that's where you have to go and demand more money. Demand we deserve this, we demand deserve that. But don't act like y'all playing for like $5,000 and you ain't get paid, y'all. You're a trained athlete, so you get endorsements, you get paid yearly. You show up every 4 years, exhibition game, that's great. I mean, you got a bonus for winning the World Cup, probably. But don't act like you'll just get treated like shit. When you go to another Saudi Arabia where they have to wear jihadis and also wear pants. I'll take that. I'll edit that word out. What is it called?
It's a hijab. You can't edit that out. That's the funniest shit I heard all week.
You gotta keep that in there.
Okay.
That's perfect.
I get you.
They wear pants, dude. I mean, like, fight for these women, dude. You want to really make this soccer a really global sport?
Okay, well, look, dude, that's a religious battle, and religious wars just go on forever.
Why? It doesn't seem like the rest of the team has a problem with religious things.
Or beating the crap out of Thailand, where those women don't have money.
Oh, don't bring Thailand into this.
No, I'm just saying, dude, look at Thailand. Do you think they have traveling soccer teams for women? Do you think they support women's soccer over there? No. I mean, I think travel
soccer teams. I just don't.
All right. First off, if you do the research, most of these women play soccer here in the USA. A lot of them don't even play soccer in the countries they're from, dude. They just represent that country. They go to America so they can get paid and play the game. All right.
Right. Funny enough, some of them
really have associations with that country anymore. All right? Like, let's be honest.
Okay, so where are they playing at? What league are they playing in, John?
They're playing in NCAA. A lot of them are playing college.
Some are in college. Some are also playing here in the women's soccer league. It's the only one that if they're not in the one here, then they're the ones in Europe. They play in one of those two leagues.
How many? Name me a European women's soccer league right off the bat. I don't even know soccer.
Bundesliga.
Bundesliga. There you go. No, that is true. And the Premier Women's League. So
there's a Premier Women's League.
Yeah, dude. Quit being sexist.
I'm not being sexist, dude. I'm just asking because I'm saying it's a young sport, man. It has to be built up. That's all. And pave the way. The next time these women go negotiate with your collective bargaining agreement, demand more money. But being very mean when it's like they came in, they wanted to expand the league from like 25 teams to 32. It's like, what about these women that all across the world? I thought you guys were supposed to be together. That's all. Build it up, man. Because like we say, soccer just ain't popular here, man. We love football. We love baseball. We love basketball. We love curling more than we love soccer. And curling is a Canadian sport. I'm just saying.
I don't know if that's true, but I'll take it.
Bye.
Well, in other news, nothing's happening in football really, except for Patrick Mahomes.
Oh, yes.
Becoming the best NFL player according to the ESPYs. That's right, everybody. Patrick Mahomes has been finally recognized as the greatest player that ever has played the game of football, and yet he's only been playing for a couple of years. Soon, they'll be saying Tom Who instead of Tom Terrific, because it'll be all about perfect Pat. And it'll be wonderful when those are going to be.
You better watch your fucking loud mouth over there. I know you're on the West Coast, but you're getting large right now.
No, sir. There's no reason to be humble anymore because it has been recognized that Tom Terrific is Tom No More. He's aging. He's out.
He won the Super Bowl.
What
are you talking about? Oh, all your fucking KFC motherfucking Chiefs fans down there are killing me, man. You're all on Twitter talking trash about Tom, trash about Belichick. Oh,
actually, that's true, man. I went on the Wikipedia page the other day, and somebody inserted it said Patrick Mahomes will be the reason why Tom Brady retires in 2020. I was like, damn, dude, that is some fandom, dude. Because y'all came in until you get rid of Andy Reid.
I respect it, but also like,
Still respect that.
I'm sorry,
Hey,
Jonathan.
no,
I'm sure
dude.
your future's brighter ahead. I'm sure it is because you have a great quarterback. But like, and he was definitely the best player last year. There's not a question about it. I'm not going to question that.
Hey, season's
But, like,
long,
you
John.
gotta get a leash on some of your fans, man. That's coming from a Pats fan, bro.
Hey, look. Everybody needs to have some self-control, especially y'all's fan base. I can't even for a second try to defend my fan base over your fan base after some of the stuff I've seen online. Hell, some of the stuff I've seen in person. I saw grown men crying, you know?
Dude, that was awesome. Actually, I mean, they were crying. It's like y'all got like 8 Super Bowls. Why are you crying over this one?
You know exactly why. It's because of the love, man. It's because
Whatever, dude. No, man, if my team had like 5 or 6 Super Bowls and I'm in it every year, I'd be like, damn, that was a fucking great game. But we'll get them next year.
I cried after we won the freaking AFC Championship game this year, dude. No, I'm crying.
Dude. I would have cried if the Chiefs won, but I was too numb at that point from the pain of always seeing it happen the same way. That when they lost, I went on to the very next thing in my life, which was the Pro Bowl.
And the next beer.
Yeah, well, I probably stopped drinking because, after that you start drinking in sorrow.
Oh, I know. When we lost the Stanley Cup, the Rangers in 2014, I was at a friend's house at a party. We were all watching the game. I think, and there was a whole other bunch of people there that didn't give a fuck. And then we lost. I walked outside with my bottle of Captain. I finished it in probably under 32 minutes on the stoop. I probably smoked half a pack of smokes. I came back inside, cleared a bong rip, about 3.5 foot bong, smashed, and fell on the floor. Just passed out right after clearing the bong. It was a great night. I understand the sorrow is what I'm saying. I mean, I wouldn't do that now. I'm a little past that now. I'd probably just fall asleep and wake up.
Well, I sure hope your mom's not going to hear this episode.
She's not going to hear any episode.
All right, good.
She doesn't know how to work the interwebs. So.
Oh, mercy. Well, Hopefully whoever our 34 of the week is, I hope they can figure out the internet so they can hear their shout out.
I'll give it to Seamus' mom for being Seamus' mom. That's
fucking right. You know what? I'll give the 34 of the week award. Coco Gauff, who has not been
that last week, dude. She got
No, we did?
Yeah, she did last week, man.
She made it 2 more rounds. No. I'm going to give it to her again. Coco Gauff, you're this nation's hero. You're this nation's next Serena and Venus. Jesus.
Venus?
I don't know what the fuck that was. She's a Venus. I don't know. Venus Williams. Coco Gauff just was extremely impressive all throughout Wimbledon. She carried herself extremely well for a 15-year-old, and I'm just really excited for what she has in store for the future. Whether she wins or not, I think even British people were rooting for her, dude. And British people don't root for any Americans. Like, that is not a thing they do unless it has to do with football. So kudos to her. She's handled herself well. I hope she does well in the future. I'm excited to see her next year.
All right. Well, my 34 goes to people.
Magazine or
no, just people in general. Players. This has nothing to do with sports. I was watching Stranger Things on Netflix, and it takes place.
Oh, dude! Speaking of which, man, they have a pop-up of that ice cream parlor here in town, man, and that sucker is a long line all the time. I'm never getting any ice cream from there.
Well, as Jonathan knows, we grew up in the 80s. Everybody smoked. Is what they did. We had non-smoking. We had smoking sections and non-smoking sections in restaurants. It was nuts. It was awesome. It was freedom. Well, some people were watching the show and they got upset because they was smoking too much on the damn show. And they're complaining. So next season they're going to cut the smoking out. So congratulations, people, you little safe space a-holes, because you're offended somebody smoking a cigarette.
Wait, that's the 34?
Yeah, that's it. That's it. It's a slow time, man. Slow time of the year.
But I thought the 34 was for an honorable thing.
No, puppy dog. My bad. I'm sorry.
Oh, good Lord.
Puppy dog of the week. Yeah, puppy dog.
The puppy dog, man. The puppy dog of the week. The 34, I guess, will be Coco Golf, our puppy dog for people who are upset that people were smoking in a time period in which smoking was allowed. When we could smoke on airplanes, when we could smoke in the smoking section, when we could smoke outside and you could smoke and not be scoffed at. I mean, it's amazing now how 30 years later, I can smoke a joint outside and people are okay with it, but I smoke a cigarette outside and someone's willing to hit me with a water balloon.
Right.
It's
God
great.
forbid I smoke my vape and somebody smells a salted caramel iced coffee milkshake flavor coming down the street. It's ridiculous. These old people are like, why are you vaping? It's so bad for you. You don't know the repercussions. And I'm like, okay, Debbie, what does fucking Wi-Fi do to
But
you?
if they smell the same stuff and it has green apple with a hint of weed, then they're okay. Well, everybody, this was another episode of the Ricky Williams Trilogy. Follow us on many different social medias. You can find us on YouTube, Facebook, Instagram. You can find us as well on Twitter. Not to mention, you can just find us on our other agendas here, like, the Money Mouth. Also, in the future, we're going to have Patriot Pat. We're going to have Tighten Up and possibly Chief Up. And for all of you out there who are not chiefing up, please do so. What the Moose was talking to us about earlier. Don't do it only in sorrow. Do it sometimes because you want to. Again, hopefully the Moose's mom's not listening. Also, everybody, make sure you listen to past episodes that can be found where again, Duke?
On YouTube. Please subscribe.
No. The other ones.
That's on famuskisports.com.
That's right. Yeah, that's the secret stash right there. That's before HR got involved. So that's when a little more swearing. The lips were a little looser coming from the Moose, I'll tell you back then.
Oh, come on.
It's true.
We're both guilty. Everybody was. Everybody was guilty of something.
Actually, Jonathan's kept it quite clean. I have to admit, you've been pretty good about it. You have that stage appearance where like you know where the line is. I'm still trying to figure out where that line exactly is drawn. But we'll get there. We'll get there. It doesn't matter.
Yeah,
also, I wanted to just note I changed our username, our Twitter tag. It's at the RWT podcast now. So just so you folks know.
All right.
Press the follow button.
Perfect. Well, anything else you fellas want to say before we sign off?
I miss football. Go Titans.
I love you, Mom.
And go Chiefs. Hey, I thought your mom's not listening.
She might be.
No.
Mama knows all.